Hey everybody, welcome back to another video. T-Man here. This video is going to be doing my thoughts, review, you can call it, on the CM Punk podcast on the Colt Cabana show, where he pretty much said why he left WWE. This is just going over what I think, and first of all, let's get right on into it right now with CM Punk. There's a lot to come over. CM Punk finally saying why he left, and you know what? I mean, we've all heard bits and parts of why he left, and pretty much all the bits and parts we've heard is true, but I love everything CM Punk said. Those of you who haven't heard, CM Punk was on the Colt Cabana podcast, and I'll tell you one thing. Colt fucking Cabana. I swear. This is, I mean, boy, he's probably getting the most views he's ever got, like, ever, because who the fuck listens to Colt Cabana? I know I don't, but I listened to this on YouTube. Wasn't giving him the fucking satisfaction of the download on iTunes or wherever the fuck. You know, Colt Cabana, man, he looks like a fucking whack job. Anyways, this video is not on Colt fucking Cabana. It's on CM Punk, and I'll tell you, CM Punk voicing, you know, what I'm sure all the diehard wrestling fans is on their mind. WWE is so fucking out of touch and don't know what the fuck they're doing anymore. And that's pretty much what CM Punk says. I mean, it's a very long podcast interview with Colt. It was like 2 hours long, okay? And CM Punk just voicing pretty much what I suspected. I mean, I've been watching this for years, and I would say in the last 6 or 7 years, Vince McMahon has been so out of touch. I mean, yeah, I mean, people want to blame Triple H too. Sure, hell yeah, Triple H is part of it too. But I mean, Vince McMahon is still stirring the ship. He's still the head figure, and he's the one that's messing up. And we'll go in a couple specifics. And also, I want to more keep this about Punk, but I will be shooting right now after the CM Punk one a Vince McMahon video. It won't be a roast. It won't be whatever. I love Vince McMahon. He's done a lot for the sport, but Vince McMahon's out of touch, and that's going to be the topic of the video, the name of the video I will be shooting out next, okay? But CM Punk, you know, he's writing a lot of things. So let's get right into it. He shot out many reasons why he left, and one of the big reasons he talked about was just, you know, him not having the passion, not happy, and the main thing he always wanted in WWE was a main event WrestleMania, and he never did. I mean, WWE like to says he does, but CM Punk is very right. A main event is when you go on last, okay? There could only be one main event, and I've always said that. I mean, WWE always says WrestleMania, there's 4 main events, 5 main events. No, there's one, and that's what CM Punk says in this podcast. He said it many times. There could only be one main event. Okay, and you know, then what I like this. He talked about the Taker match. You know, he thought it was such bullshit, you know, with Taker, because like he doesn't want to be in matches where he knows so predictable or whatever, because he knew he was going to lose that match with Taker because Taker had the streak going on at the time. And then if you remember, prior to that Undertaker match, he was the champion, and what he suggested was that Punk dropped the belt at Mania in a triple threat with Rock and Cena. And WWE went more of the predictable route. They went Rock Cena 2 for they could give Cena, you know, the payback on Rock, give him you know, for it could be 1-on-1 and maybe a possibility of 3. It's so John Cena heavy. You know, they don't care about any of the storylines. It's all about John Cena, and CM Punk talks about that. Speaking of John Cena, I think it's really important to do a John Cena video too. So I'm doing a Punk, a McMahon, and Cena video, because I believe it's really important. Just some of the videos I will be doing. Again, I'm trying to keep this Punk related, and I think that would have been a better idea. I think it would have been a better idea to fucking have CM Punk, Rock, and Cena. You know, CM Punk, Rock, and Cena. I think it would have been a better pay-per-view, maybe less little predictable. You're like, wait a second, because going into a one-on-one match, you know John Cena is going to get his payback on The Rock. They're not going to have John Cena lose 2 times in a row The Rock, when you know John Cena is going to be staying in the company and The Rock won't be. You know that's not going to happen. At least if he threw CM Punk, it would have made more sense, because if you remember, he was a champion for over a year at that time. And so here you would have had the long-staying champion dropping the belt at WrestleMania. And that's what it's all about. And WWE always wants to deny how big of a star CM Punk is. I mean, WWE did such a bad job with CM Punk. CM Punk, I've always said it, and people related it to it, CM Punk could have been Austin. Okay? He could have been like a Stone Cold Steve Austin. There's only one Stone Cold, but you know, the way he is and the attitude and the way he is on the mic, and you know, he could have been our version of Austin in this era, in this particular era. He could have been that. And WWE just, you know, they just let that ship sail, you know. So anyways, they told him, no, you're dropping it to Rock at Rumble. You know, CM Punk did what was best for business. He really wanted the main event, and then he got the match with Taker, and he talks a lot about the match with Taker, and it stole the show. Then afterwards, Vince McMahon, Triple H, everyone telling him, oh yeah, the match should have went on last. The match should have went on last. And CM Punk's like, no fucking shit, it should have went on last. I mean, that's what I've been saying. He's like, you know, I better get paid like it got on last, you know. And then he got really mad about the pay, because when his pay got in, he didn't even get remotely close to any of the top guys in that pay-per-view. Rock, Cena, Brock, even Taker. You know, he got paid the less out of everyone in those main events. And he's like, this is fucking bullshit. You know, you guys are stroking my ego, telling me I stole the show at Mania, which I know I did, he said, and you guys are not paying me accordingly. And it goes a lot about pay and different stuff like that. And then he really goes into why he left at the end. I'm skipping around a little bit in the interview. He talks about why he left the company. If you remember, he left after the Royal Rumble. He was upset that he's not going on last again, you know, because again, he was getting real hot at the moment. And what he didn't really say it, but I'm thinking what he thought, and I believe it was a good idea too. If you remember last year going into WrestleMania 30, the hot thing was Daniel Bryan. Okay, and CM Punk even talks about that. I mean, let's stop. I understand they were doing the authority angle and all that. You know, nobody wanted to see Randy Orton and Batista one-on-one, and that was Vince's decision. And that just proves, I'm going to talk about that in my Vince video, that just proves how out of touch Vince McMahon is. If he really thinks last year at WrestleMania 30, that was the main event people wanted to see. He's fucking more delusional than I ever thought. You know, he really is. He's fucking insane if Vince McMahon really thought that's what people wanted to see. I mean, he didn't really directly say it. I think it would have been great, you know, not to keep washing down CM Punk and have CM Punk and Daniel Bryan at WrestleMania 30 with CM Punk as the champion, dropping it to Daniel Bryan. Sure, you could do the authority thing later or whatever, but they kind of made this whole storyline for Triple H can wrestle. That's all it was about. It wasn't about business. It wasn't about storyline. It was about Triple H wrestling at WrestleMania. And CM Punk talks about that a little bit in the video, you know, because it was supposed to be CM Punk and Triple H originally at WrestleMania 30. And when CM Punk left, he's like, I'm not fucking wrestling you. I'm not giving you the privilege or the honor of wrestling me. You know, he's just so, at that time he had a concussion at Royal Rumble. He was just so tired. And then the next night they're telling him all this stuff, and it just, all these things just added up. The reason why CM Punk left. And like, if you guys watch the video, please watch the video, then come back and watch this review, because I don't want to get into everything. If you guys watch this, you guys know what I'm talking about here. So anyways, he leaves or whatever. Triple H was all pissed off at Punk, which everybody knows. CM Punk and Triple H, they never fucking liked each other. But you know, it just proves, you know, I mean, going off. I mean, really, think about it. If WWE took their heads out of their fucking asses, okay, and really listened to what the crowd wanted, and not just, you know, all about John Cena. And I'm not bashing John Cena, okay? I don't hate John Cena. I think John Cena, of course, you can't take anything away that he is this era's Hulk Hogan or whatever. But like I said, please watch my John Cena video. I will be going in all about John Cena and how they're booking him wrong. But you know what? WWE, they can't multitask. I've said it before in past videos. They cannot build more than one star at a time. They don't. the writing team and Vince these days, I don't know if you just see senile, they cannot have more than one guy. If WWE was smart during that time period, they would have had John Cena, CM Punk, and Daniel Bryan be the cornerstones of that era, okay? Have them really be on top. Don't make it all about John Cena and John Cena heavy, because everything revolves around him, okay? Build the new talent like you're doing, get better fucking writers that know what the fuck they're doing, and make a great show for the viewers, okay? And, I mean, think about it. If you would have CM Punk, Daniel Bryan, and John Cena being the cornerstones, I mean, that could have been equivalent. I mean, it won't be great. There's only one Austin, Rock, and Triple H, but it could have been like that, how back in the Attitude Era, the real cornerstones of the company was Austin, Rock, and Triple H. They were the cornerstones of the Attitude Era, the three top names. I mean, maybe Daniel Bryan, I mean, that was more last year when he came on top, but at least Punk and Orton and Cena at the time, until, you know, Bryan became as big as he is, and CM Punk even talked about it briefly. You know, CM Punk and Daniel Bryan could have, you know, main evented WrestleMania after Wrestle. I mean, their rivalry, and CM Punk said this in his video, could have been equivalent as a Bret and Shawn, and I agree. And it's equivalent because they both can fucking wrestle, okay? They're both great in-ring workers. But no. Vince McMahon last year's plan was to have two guys that were top in 2006 and 2007, okay? Batista and Randy Orton. And I'm not talking shit about those guys. I'm really not. I like all the top guys, you know, in a way. But, you know, I'm just telling it like it is. It's ridiculous. It made no sense. I mean, when the two top guys in the company is Daniel Bryan and CM Punk, and those are the two guys, they're fucking cheering more than ever. Why shove things down people's throats? I'm going to be talking about in my Vince McMahon video why they had to move to the PG era. It was because of Vince McMahon's incompetency and losing so many fucking viewers. They had to say, oh shit, we have to backtrack. We're not going to change our direction. We're still going Cena, and we're just going to target the fucking kids. I'm going to talk about that in my Vince McMahon video. And it's not a roast. I'm just telling it how it fucking is. And if you guys have any questions or comments, maybe I'll do a part 2 of this video about CM Punk and his departure. But good fucking for him, you know. And then right now, you know, fucking Triple H and Vince McMahon, especially Triple H, is fucking mad. It's saying on the dirt sheets on all the websites that Triple H just wants to fucking kill CM Punk. I'm sure they do. I mean, CM Punk is telling, like, if you listen to that video, he told you everything that was wrong with this company today. Okay? And a lot of the things I kind of knew what was wrong. I mean, like, if you really watch, don't get invested in storylines, just watch it, like, you'll see the storylines and what they do, building it seems like every couple months they're building someone else, and whoever they built up a couple months before, they fucking forgot all about them. They just fucking forgot. You know, and anyways, you know, and then he talks about his checks after he left the company. They owed him checks, and there was a lawsuit. He talks about a lot of cool stuff, you know, inside that video. And also, here's another thing that shows that Vince McMahon is just, you know, losing touch. I'm not calling him retarded because I respect Vince McMahon. I do. This is not a roast on him. I do respect Vince McMahon and Triple H as an in-ring wrestler, and eventually maybe he'll become a decent promoter. But Vince McMahon, you know, made a huge mistake of turning CM Punk. If you remember back when he was a babyface, when he had that 1-year title reign, they turned him heel and gave him Paul Heyman, and CM Punk just said, that's really fucking stupid. I'm selling more merchandise than John Cena. Why are you doing this? We're at a momentum, like, the momentum's just high right now. I mean, CM Punk was getting bigger and bigger and bigger, and I think, they didn't say this, I think Triple H got in Vince McMahon's ear because Triple H has a vendetta against CM Punk, and just railed that, turned him heel, sales dropped. You're sabotaging your own fucking company, WWE. You're fucking up your own company. Like, why the fuck would you do that? I mean, it's all about business. It's all about making money. What's best for business. I mean, Triple H, I mean, is in Vince's ear. Vince is a very smart guy, but he's losing touch. He's like, okay, Triple H is younger. Yeah, Triple H is younger, and he has a great mind for this business. But, you know, he has his own things that he's doing. He has his own plans in play, you know. But anyways, you know, it's just funny, you know, just CM Punk selling more merchandise than Cena, and you want to make him heel. It just proves, and I'm going to name all those things. I mean, I name a lot of things about Vince McMahon, but I'm going to do a real good in-depth video on Vince McMahon. But anyways, guys, please check out the podcast. It's really, really good. Anyways, that concludes the CM Punk, what I think of the interview. It's great, and tonight is Monday. It's going to be really interesting. Tonight, they're having Vince McMahon on the Steve Austin podcast on the WWE Network. We'll probably be able to tell in the next like 5-10 minutes into that interview whether or not if it's just going to be a WWE storyline rigged interview, or if it's going to be like Steve Austin podcasts usually are, and like shoes. And it'll be interesting to see if Austin asks him about Punk. You know, it should. If he doesn't, it means, I mean, this whole thing was scripted, and they're just going to be talking about fun shit like the Austin McMahon rivalry, which no one wants to hear about it. We've heard so many fucking stories, you know, on the Austin podcast and all that. Yeah, we know Austin McMahon was a great rivalry. I'm not bashing it. Okay, let's talk about some of the current stuff and some of the fuck-ups Vince McMahon is talking about. Let's see if Stone Cold calls him on this shit. I don't think he will, but, I mean, if they want to keep this a legit podcast and talk about good shit, they have to mention CM Punk tonight. Anyways, this video is running a little bit long. Please check out my other videos. Please subscribe. I am still new. I'm only a few weeks into this channel. If you guys have any suggestions to make this better, I'm all about hearing it. Anyways, guys, please subscribe. I will be pumping out Vince McMahon, John Cena videos this week. I'm probably going to be shooting them right now. Anyways, until then, guys, have a great night, and I'll see you for the next fucking video. Bye.